What's up, guys? So, as you can see by the title, I decided to sign up for a meet. Um, it is going to be bench only. It would be preposterous for me to sign up for a full power meet right now, given my recent injuries and whatnot. And that's why I signed up for the meet. Because of the recent injuries, it gives me a goal to chase, something to focus on. It's kind of a upper body only thing since it's bench only. So it helps me justify my risk aversion lower body training at the moment. Bodybuilding has its place within powerlifting training, but bodybuilding for the sake of bodybuilding, which is kind of what I'm doing with my lower body right now, even though like super long term, if you zone way out, it should help potentiate performance down the road, but with no immediate performance goals in sight. Bodybuilding for the sake of bodybuilding does not scratch any itches for me. Like, I will do it because I'm disciplined, and I know what needs to be done, but I don't really enjoy it the same way I do doing the fun stuff to me, which like chasing performance metrics and doing work that's going to directly impact that. No offense to any bodybuilders, it's just boring to me personally. To each their own. So now that I have this performance goal in terms of a bench press competition, like I said, it helps alleviate that. Like I know now that, hey, like you've got this competition coming up, so you don't want to take unnecessary risk with your lower body training anyway. So it'll help me stay on track there. I recently did some front squats with 95 pounds. First barbell squats I've done in quite some time, and just going through the motion. No desire to push them or anything. I'll just gradually add a little bit of weight and or volume, but again, not pushing them to the point of straining or anything like that. But as far as the meet itself, so I benched 455 on like the shittiest bench we have in the gym with a bent barbell, and it moved pretty well. So that kind of got my juices flowing a little bit, and I've only really been flat benching once a month anyway. My shoulder's been nagging a little bit. It's starting to feel a little better though because I've not been benching so much on the flat bench. The vertical stuff and the inclines have felt fine. So I'm in a good place, having a base of 455 there to work with. I benched 451 at my last meet. There was room to spare with it, of course, but I'm sitting at a bench that's already more than my last meet. That said, I was 227 when I benched this 455. I was 217 for weigh-ins only. When I did the 451 in competition, I did a water cut for that. And that's something I may look at doing. I'm generally between 225 and 230 on a given day. And that's mostly because my diet is pretty relaxed on the weekends these days. I eat pretty strict during the week, but on the weekends, it's not so strict. It's not like all out cheat weekend all weekend, but it's pretty relaxed. So my weigh-ins typically, like on a Sunday, after a Saturday relaxed eating, it's usually around like 230, 231. Monday it'll bleed over into that, be around the same 230 to 232. And then, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it gradually, it'll come back to 229, 228, 227, 226, whatever. There's some fluctuations, of course, but that's generally how it goes. I could keep that habit on up until the meet itself and just do a water cut if I wanted to. What I'll more than likely do is like a month, maybe 6 weeks out, really start cleaning up that weekend eating. And that should honestly put me probably around 222, 223 or so. And then I can do just like a very small, mild water cut to make 220. So I'm not stressing that at all. In terms of goals for the meet in performance, I sent, you got to send your opener when you sign up. You can change it, of course, when you go weigh in and get your rack heights and stuff. But I intend on going 197 and a half, 205, 210. Those jumps, 7.5 kilo jump first to second, and then a 5 kilo jump second to third. Last meet I benched 205. Meet before that I benched 200, 210. Makes sense. And I'm going to guess that 210 should be there, and shouldn't be too much of a struggle. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up the records, the state, national, world records for amateur bench press in this federation. Amateur just meaning drug tested, and see what those are. And what that does is, depending upon if it's somewhere within that ballpark, gives me access to a fourth attempt. I'm not going for a meet total. I'm just going there to bench only. So, all my eggs are going to be in the bench basket. I'm not worried about extra fatigue that a fourth attempt would cause, et cetera, et cetera. So, and, during a full power meet, a fourth attempt on any lift counts as a single lift and breaking a record in that lift, but it doesn't count towards your total. I'm not going for a total anyway, so no cares there. So giving myself that option to have a fourth attempt, then I can play my first three as conservative as I want to, and then have that option for the fourth attempt there. Should the 210 be as relatively easy as I think it will be. So as far as training for the meet, I've not come up with a game plan yet. I'm in a really good spot right now. I'm not going to change up anything in the near future, like probably the next month or so. And I'm going to, start looking at, where I might be able to improve, what movements. I'll probably add something novel in there that I haven't done, or maybe some extended range of motion hypertrophy in the build up to it before I really peak. It shouldn't take me too long to peak, honestly. We're probably talking at this point, I'll probably be benching or some sort of pressing variation 3 days a week as we get closer to it. So it really shouldn't take me too long to peak with that sort of frequency and my level of experience in the movement. So that's what's happening, y'all. Peace.